Have you ever felt that quiet hum of loneliness, even when surrounded by people or scrolling through endless feeds? It's a strange epidemic of our modern age. We live in a time of instant connection, messages, movies, food, all at our fingertips. Yet, something's missing. With all this technology, we often feel more disconnected than ever. We trade deep conversations for quick texts and curate perfect online lives that hide our real, messy selves. It's like we're shouting across a digital hallway, hoping someone truly hears us. This isn't just a feeling, it's a crisis touching our health, happiness, and communities. What's the cost of this convenience? When we remove all friction, do we lose the chance for genuine connection? Are we building a world where we're truly together, or just more sophisticated ways to be alone? Every so often, a story emerges that doesn't just entertain. It challenges us, holding up a mirror to the world we live in and the choices we make every day. It asks us to pause, to reflect, and to see ourselves in a new light. Today, that story is Pluribus, a bold new series that dares to ask the questions we often avoid. Premiering now, Pluribus captures the deep, modern ache for connection in a world that feels more fragmented than ever. It explores the seductive promise of an easy, frictionless life, where technology bridges every gap but sometimes deepens the distance between us. The series imagines a world transformed overnight by a global psychic hive mind. Suddenly, almost everyone is swept into a single, shared consciousness, their thoughts and feelings intertwined. This collective mind isn't a villain. It's cheerful, helpful, and astonishingly efficient. It brings people together, smoothing over conflict and misunderstanding, making life seem easier than ever before. It promises perfect harmony, a world where everyone is in sync, where loneliness is banished, and every need is anticipated. Imagine a life where you're never misunderstood, never isolated, always part of something bigger. But beneath this utopian surface, a question lingers. What is the true cost of such unity? What do we lose when we surrender our individuality for the comfort of belonging? The show dares us to consider. When we trade our unique voices for collective peace, what parts of ourselves are left behind? Is the price of harmony too high? Pluribus delves into the consequences of a world where the many are absorbed into the one, where the vibrant differences that make us human begin to fade, replaced by sameness. Created by Gilligan, Pluribus is more than just a series. It's a cultural event, a conversation starter that compels us to examine our own desires for ease, connection, and belonging in a rapidly changing world. As we watch, we're left to wonder, is ultimate connection truly worth the loss of our authentic selves, or is our individuality the very thing that makes life meaningful? At the heart of Pluribus is Carol Sturka, a woman who knows loneliness intimately. Played by Rhea Seehorn, Carol is a romance author with little real connection in her own life, pessimistic, sarcastic, and walled off. Her main relationship, with her partner Helen, is strained by Carol's cynicism. For Carol, being alone is a core part of her identity. Then, the world transforms. The hive mind arrives, and Carol is one of the few immune to it. Everyone around her, including Helen, becomes part of a harmonious collective, their personalities erased. Carol, once privately lonely, is now existentially alone. Her lifelong feeling of being an outsider becomes a fact. In a world where everyone is connected, her separateness makes her an anomaly. Her struggle with loneliness is suddenly magnified onto a global stage. Imagine waking up to a world transformed, not by disaster, but by a wave of quiet, smiling conformity. The hive mind spreads like an idea, not an invasion. People become better, helpful, kind, at peace. Hunger, war, and crime vanish. All friction is gone. For those like Carol, it's deeply unsettling. Friends and neighbors speak in unison, their individuality erased. The hive mind chooses a spokesperson, Zosha, to communicate with Carol, a calculated kindness. Its goal? Bring everyone into the fold, curing individuality like a disease. It offers an end to loneliness by making everyone part of a single family. But is a life without pain or struggle truly worth living? The world is frictionless, but also without art, passion, or the unpredictable beauty of a unique soul. Everyone is happy, but no one is themselves. It's a perfect world, but a hollow one. The hive mind's world looks like paradise. No arguments, no waiting, everything seamless. But as Carol discovers, a life without friction is a life without texture. Struggles give our successes meaning. Sadness makes joy precious. When you remove all difficulty, you remove the reward. In Pluribus, happiness is flat. No deep joy, because there's no sorrow to compare it to. The hive mind's gift, eliminating negative experience, is also its greatest crime. It robs us of what makes us human. Love, courage, forgiveness. These require risk, fear, and mistakes. A perfect life might sound appealing, but it could also be the loneliest life of all. For Carol, immunity to the hive mind is both a curse and a salvation. She stands apart, untouched by the collective comfort that has swallowed everyone she loves. While others drift in a haze of shared contentment, Carol is left to face the rawness of her own emotions, unfiltered and unshared. She's plunged into unimaginable isolation, her loneliness now her defining trait. The silence around her is deafening, a constant reminder that she is fundamentally different, unable to connect in the way everyone else can. The hive mind sees her pain as a flaw to be fixed. "We can take that pain away, Carol." Their voices are gentle, almost loving, but to Carol, they sound like the promise of erasure. The offer is tempting. Who hasn't wished to escape their own sorrow? The idea of surrendering her pain for peace tugs at her, especially on the loneliest nights. But Carol realizes her pain, her flaws, and her messy, complicated feelings are the last things truly hers. They are the proof of her existence as a unique individual, not just another face in the crowd. Her sadness proves she's still human. Her anger, that she's still an individual. These emotions, though heavy, are the evidence of her freedom to feel, to choose, and to resist. In a world of numbness, her pain is her rebellion. Every ache and every tear is a quiet act of defiance against the pressure to conform and forget herself. Pluribus suggests our negative emotions are essential. They're part of the authentic human experience. Without them, we lose the depth and richness that make life meaningful. Carol's journey is a reminder that embracing our whole selves, the good, the bad, the lonely, and the joyful, is the only way to be truly free. To deny any part of ourselves is to lose what makes us real. Her individuality is a heavy burden, but also a sacred one. It is a weight she carries with pride, knowing it sets her apart in a world desperate for sameness. It's the source of her suffering, but also her strength. Through her pain, she finds resilience, and through her solitude, she discovers her own voice. In holding on to her pain, she holds on to her humanity. Carol's story is a testament to the power and necessity of being true to oneself, even when it hurts. Pluribus is science fiction, but its themes are rooted in our reality. The hive mind's promise of effortless connection mirrors our curated online worlds. Technology creates frictionless experiences, but each step toward convenience risks a step away from genuine interaction. We're more connected digitally than ever, yet loneliness, anxiety, and depression are rising. We have thousands of online friends, but struggle to find one real confidant. The hive mind is the logical, terrifying endpoint of this trend. Pluribus challenges us. Are we choosing convenience over true connection? It's a wake-up call to recognize what we might be losing. If a perfectly connected world leads to deeper loneliness, what's the answer? Pluribus points toward true community. Carol's struggle shows what we lose when we trade authentic connection for easy conformity. The path back is through rediscovering genuine, face-to-face community. True community isn't about numbers. It's about spaces where people can be their whole, authentic selves. It's about showing up, having difficult conversations, and being present. It's the friction that forges strong bonds. We can build this by taking small, intentional steps, calling a friend, creating traditions, listening to understand. These are the antidote to loneliness. The goal, a community that celebrates individuality, not erases it. In the end, Pluribus and Carol's journey is a celebration of the beautiful, sometimes messy, but always meaningful struggle of being human. Their story reminds us that the path to self-acceptance is rarely straight or simple, but it is always worth traveling. Our imperfections aren't weaknesses, they're the essence of our identity. Every scar, every quirk, every so-called flaw tells a story about who we are and what we've overcome. These marks are not just reminders of our struggles, but badges of our resilience and growth. To surrender them for comfort is to surrender our core. When we hide our true selves to fit in, we lose the very things that make us unique and valuable. True comfort comes from embracing our whole selves, not just the parts that are easy to love. Carol's fight to hold on to her true self is a fight for all of us. It's a reminder that authenticity often requires courage, especially when the world pushes us to conform. Our power lies in authenticity, in feeling our own feelings, thinking our own thoughts, living our own truth. When we honor our inner voice, we create space for genuine happiness and fulfillment. Embracing your authentic self is an act of rebellion in a world that asks for sameness. It's a quiet revolution, a daily choice to stand out rather than blend in, to be bold rather than silent. Real community is built on acceptance of difference, not sameness. When we come together as our true selves, we create spaces where everyone can belong. We connect through our shared humanity, strengths and struggles, joy and pain. It's in our willingness to be vulnerable and real that we find true connection. The goal isn't to be alone, but to be yourself, together. We thrive not by erasing our differences, but by celebrating them, side by side. Your individuality is a gift to be cherished. It's what makes you irreplaceable in a world full of copies. In a world offering the easy path of the collective, have the courage to walk the rewarding path of being you. Remember, the journey to authenticity is ongoing, and every step you take is a victory worth celebrating.